Hey there, pirates. Welcome aboard the Anime No Mi channel. Zoro surprised everyone by using Conqueror's Haki against Kaido. In the anime before that, we saw him using it against members of the Beast Pirates. But the question is, do you know when he awakened it and why he doesn't use this power all the time? I'll reveal this in today's video. I hope for your support to help our crew win, and to do so, you just need to click the thumbs up button, leave a like, and subscribe to the channel. By doing this, you will win an incredible devil fruit, so just comment which fruit you want. Guys, Zoro has always been a unique force in the world of One Piece. Since the beginning of his journey, he has shown himself to be a determined and unwavering individual, someone who never gives up on his goals, no matter the obstacle. Zoro's dream of becoming the world's greatest swordsman is something that few could even conceive, let alone pursue with such dedication and sacrifice. And it's precisely this ambition, this overwhelming willpower, that makes Zoro someone who fulfills all the requirements to possess Conqueror's Haki. Conqueror's Haki is a rare ability, something that only 1 in a million people can awaken. It's not a power that can be obtained through training or physical effort, but something that a person is born with. It's a direct manifestation of their spirit, their ability to inspire and dominate. And Zoro, from the very start, demonstrated these qualities. He's someone who never wavers before an opponent, who is willing to sacrifice everything for his crewmates and ideals. But if Zoro always had the potential to awaken Conqueror's Haki, why did it take so long for him to show it? I believe the answer lies in Zoro's nature and the way he chooses to follow his path. Unlike Luffy, who is outgoing and expansive, Zoro is more introspective. He doesn't seek attention or recognition. He simply wants to achieve his personal goal. This difference in personality may have influenced the moment when he awakened Conqueror's Haki. Perhaps Zoro always had this latent power within him, but never felt the need to use it consciously. One moment worth considering is the Thriller Bark arc in chapter 485, when Zoro sacrifices himself to protect Luffy and the others. In that moment, his determination and strength of spirit were at their peak. While Conqueror's Haki wasn't explicitly shown, I think it's possible he used this power unconsciously to intimidate Kuma and make him accept his offer. It's hard to say for sure, but there's something about the atmosphere of that scene that suggests Zoro was operating on a level of determination that transcends the ordinary. Another moment that might indicate an unconscious use of Conqueror's Haki is during the Alabasta arc in chapter 195, when Zoro faces Daz Bones. In this fight, Zoro demonstrates relentless willpower, refusing to give up even when victory seemed impossible. While there's no concrete evidence that he used Conqueror's Haki in this fight, I think the intensity of his presence could be a reflection of this power. After all, Conqueror's Haki is essentially the ability to dominate others' wills, and Zoro has repeatedly shown that he has the ability to do this, even without realizing it. So why doesn't Zoro use Conqueror's Haki more often? To answer that, it's important to consider his training with Mihawk. During the 2 years of training, Zoro undoubtedly learned a lot about Haki, including observation and armament Haki. However, we don't know if he awakened Conqueror's Haki during that period. It's possible he already had this power, but hadn't realized or understood its true nature. Mihawk is known for being a methodical and strategic swordsman, and perhaps he preferred to focus on the fundamentals of combat and sword mastery rather than exploring Zoro's Conqueror's Haki. Additionally, I think Zoro may have chosen not to use Conqueror's Haki because of his personality. He's not someone who seeks to draw attention or dominate others unnecessarily. His combat style is straightforward and powerful, and he prefers to rely on his swordsmanship and physical strength to defeat his opponents. Conqueror's Haki, by its very nature, is a skill that directly affects others' wills, something that Zoro might consider incompatible with his life philosophy. It's also important to remember that Zoro is alongside Luffy, who is a master of Conqueror's Haki. Luffy uses this power instinctively and frequently, dominating crowds and intimidating enemies. Perhaps Zoro feels he doesn't need to use Conqueror's Haki because Luffy already fulfills that role within the crew. Instead, he focuses on his own skills and his goal of becoming the greatest swordsman in the world. However, there are moments when Zoro clearly demonstrates a level of presence and willpower that goes beyond the ordinary. In the Wano arc, chapter 1010, we see Zoro facing Kaido and Big Mom, two of the most powerful characters in the series. During this fight, Zoro manifests a power that many believe to be Conqueror's Haki. He manages to wound Kaido in a way that few could, showing that he's on the same level as the world's greatest warriors. I think this moment was a turning point for Zoro, a proof that he can use Conqueror's Haki when necessary. So, why doesn't Zoro use this power more often? I think the answer lies in the very nature of Conqueror's Haki. It's a power that consumes a lot of energy and concentration, something that can't be used lightly. But I think it goes beyond that. Zoro may see Conqueror's Haki as something that should be used meaningfully, in crucial moments. He wouldn't use it frivolously because for him, every battle is an opportunity to sharpen his skills, especially with his sword. Conqueror's Haki, by its nature, is a form of power that can easily tip the scales in a fight, and Zoro, with his warrior's ethic, might prefer to stay true to the challenge of winning through his own strength. A very important factor is the relationship between Zoro and Mihawk. During his training with the world's greatest swordsman, Zoro learned to master his skills and understand that being the greatest swordsman is not just about having power, but refining his technique and mastery. For Zoro, Conqueror's Haki might be something reserved for the right moment. Perhaps when he finally faces Mihawk in a definitive duel. I believe there's an emotional depth behind this choice. Zoro made a promise to Mihawk that he would become the greatest swordsman, and he understands that to achieve this goal, he must surpass his own limits and reach a level of skill that goes beyond simply wielding power. Using Conqueror's Haki against Mihawk could be seen as a form of cheating, as this ability could tip the scales in a duel between the two. In this sense, Zoro might be holding back, saving this power as a sort of trump card, one he would only use in a truly decisive moment, the final battle against Mihawk. This would be the ultimate test of his capability, where he would need to not only be the best swordsman, but also prove that he doesn't rely on external tricks to achieve greatness. Therefore, Zoro might be reserving Conqueror's Haki as a way of honoring his promise to Mihawk, as using it could make the fight easier, which goes against Zoro's philosophy of growing through hard work and personal perseverance. His refusal to use this power isn't due to a lack of skill, but rather out of profound respect for his journey and the lessons he still needs to learn. It's a demonstration of maturity and discipline, reflecting Zoro's true nature as a warrior. When he finally faces Mihawk, it will be the culmination of his entire journey and the moment when Conqueror's Haki can finally manifest as proof that Zoro, as a swordsman, has reached his peak. As I mentioned, this would largely be a way of honoring the promise he made to Mihawk. Zoro knows that when the time for their duel comes, he will no longer be competing with Mihawk solely in terms of swordsmanship. He will have become a complete swordsman, capable of using all his skills and power, including Conqueror's Haki, to face his master. This battle will not only be about surpassing Mihawk in technique, but also about showing him how much Zoro has grown and how seriously he takes his journey. In a way, Conqueror's Haki is a kind of ace up Zoro's sleeve that he reserves for this fight, where he can finally use this ability to face Mihawk in a confrontation that will define the future of swordsmanship. Mihawk, known for his calm demeanor and absolute control over his abilities, would be the only opponent against whom Zoro feels using Conqueror's Haki would truly be justified. For Zoro, this confrontation is the pinnacle of his journey, and he wants everything he's learned and achieved over the years to be showcased in that moment. It's not about a quest for status or power, but an affirmation that he has in fact become worthy of his title. Perhaps Zoro doesn't use Conqueror's Haki often or casually because he is a person of principles who believes true strength comes from hard work and technique, not from imposing his will on others. His relationship with Mihawk plays a crucial role in this, as Zoro made an implicit promise to his master not to take shortcuts. Using Conqueror's Haki, therefore, isn't something he wants to wield indiscriminately, but rather something he reserves for the most significant moment of his life, the final duel with Mihawk, where he will finally be ready to use all his power, not just as a swordsman, but as a human being who, through effort and dedication, has achieved perfection. What do you all think about this? That was today's content. We hope you liked it and want to share your opinion on the subject. Don't forget to share the video, give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care and stay amazing.